Oh look, it's that XCOM game that everybody thought was kind of weird, but everybody was kind of interested in at E3, despite one of the two halves being the gaming equivalent of Minions. But at least you get to kill the little shits. Oh wait. No you don't. They just poof away when you die, like in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Shame we won't even be able to talk about this thing though without dealing with all of Ubisoft's stupidity that ended up being exactly like Evolved or Augment Your Pre-Order. So, this first part is being written and recorded on the 22nd of August, one whole week before the game launches, wherein Ubisoft has decided that the full game, that full complete game, nope, can't have that, let's carve it up. So Rabbids Kingdom now comes with several caveats, in the forms of locked content behind the big three AAA practices of the day, being Day 1 DLC, a fucking season pass for nothing, and a pre-order bonus, because of course. Starting off, we have the Day 1 DLC, where an entire chapter of the game, a few weapons, and a couple of other little things that were complete and were going to be part of the original game have been sliced off for no other reason than Ubisoft and Nintendo wanting to be greedy little fuckers and try and collude a couple of extra coins out of you, to which I say no. Day 1 DLC in your $60 game is bullshit, and I say no. I won't be buying your Day 1 DLC, it should just be part of the main game. It should just be... Why have you cut it off? It was complete. It was ready to go. There was no reason for it. So I will be marking you down for it. Just like I will be marking you down for the other shitty scummy things you did. Like, I don't know, the fact that the only way to get this Day 1 DLC is via a Season Pass, which is $20. And you want to know what you get for buying this Season Pass, aside from the content that you should already have? Fucking nothing! Nothing! They want you to pay $20 for hopes and dreams of future content that they may never even make. They want you to throw $20 into a fire and hope it turns to gold rather than burn to dust. And again, Nintendo, I say no. Season passes, like online passes, are bullshit. And considering you're already charging AAA price for your game and trying to wring an extra $20 out of someone for fucking nothing is irreprehensible. And I urge all watchers, everyone watching, to never buy a season pass ever from any AAA company. Oh, and it does not stop there as we move on to the most disgusting of the three, the pre-order bonus, and the even more disgusting exclusive pre-order bonus. So, first, for general pre-order bonuses, you know, for anyone who pre-orders in most stores like Walmart, Best Buy, you get the idea, or buys the collector's edition, because of course there's a fucking collector's edition. Anyway, those that pre-order in most stores or get the collector's edition will get a singular pixel gun. However, those that pre-order through GameStop in the Americas or Game in the UK specifically, them two stores get the Pixel Pack, wherein you get the full set of 8 pixelizer weapons. Also, as a side note, it's a small compact gun that turns enemies into pixels when they die. I wonder where you stole that from. Oh, hello Ratchet and Clank Reboot, nice to see you here! And, like the other scummy Ubisoft shit, skipping ahead a bit here, from what I've played and found out, it seems that these pixel weapons are nowhere to be found in the game and cannot be obtained via normal means. So on top of your $20 Day 1 DLC Season Pass, you better also stump up $5 for your pre-order bonus and make sure it's with the game or GameStop respectively. Oh, just fuck off, Nintendo. And, as a side note here, everybody always kind of makes fun of me with the equality thing, thinking it's just a joke, like, ah ha 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 ha, Starlight Glimmer did that once, ah ha ha ha. You just want to have her equalize you because you have an equalization fetish, and, I mean, I would not mind, she is one of my favourites, and you do make it sound kinda hot. But no, everything about this equality thing is true, and Nintendo doesn't get special treatment because it's Nintendo. And now, here in Rabbids, never has there been a greater argument for my case on how all AAA is equally guilty, or equally praised. As while people say it's all Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, pre-order bonus, Assassin's Creed, the Season Pass, the Division, you can get the iconic jacket with the Season Pass, it's all Ubisoft. No. This is a partnership game, and both sides have to agree to the changes made. Nintendo had to agree to let Ubisoft use Mario. Nintendo had to agree that Mario can shoot a gun at things. Just as Nintendo had to agree to put all of this bollocks in. At any one point, Nintendo could have stepped in and said to Ubisoft, no, you're not doing this. We own 50% of this game and we don't want this in. But because Kimishima is a greedy old man, he willingly, unknowingly allowed Ubisoft to add all this shit into their Mario game. So both sides are equally guilty. And last, we move on to the purely Nintendo side. That is the amiibos. Oh, just fuck off with this shit. So, by having any version of Mario, Luigi, Peach and Yoshi, be it the Smash Brothers series, the Super series, the Odyssey series, Gold Mario, Silver Mario, Pixel Mario, Rabbid Mario, scanning any version of them 4 amiibos grants you amiibo exclusive, again, not to be found in-game at all anywhere, but scanning them in grants you amiibo exclusive weapons. And of course, they have better stats and abilities than your default gun and a lot of the lower level guns, because amiibos are just pay to win bullshit now, rather than little added bonuses that are what I wanted them to be. Moving forward to today, Saturday the 26th, I popped into town to see if I could get a copy off my mate in the game store a few days early, and yes, he could, but what came with it was pure, oh, Ubisoft nonsense. So, I saw him, and I was talking about it, and he's like, oh, by the way, do you want one of these rabbit amiibos? I'm like, not really. No, you don't understand. Do you just want one? As you can see from the front and back, there's no barcode on them whatsoever, and there's no note from Ubisoft with them, and there's no price nor any indication on the till of how much they're supposed to be, if they're even supposed to have a price. So we're just gonna give them away to everybody who gets the game. Well, I mean, aren't they just the pre-order thing? No, remember, here's the pre-order codes for those Pixel Gun packs that we talked about earlier. Oh, hey, you're right. Well, shit, sure, I guess I'll take one. And this shows how fucking incompetent Ubisoft is, as after contacting and sending emails to Ubisoft trying to find out what to do with them, Ubisoft says nothing. And what's even more funny is the answer they got today, on Sunday night, call it Monday, the day of the fucking launch. That being that these 3-inch ones were never supposed to be sent out, as there are two versions of these figures. There is the 6-inch one that is to be sold at all stores that will come in this box for $40. What? 40 what? That had barcodes on and could be scanned for sale. And then there's these 3-inch figures that are supposed to be exclusive to the Nintendo and Ubisoft stores and never to be sent out, which are sold on their site for $20. They sent the wrong stock out and then told them not to give them away and charge $20 on the day they give them all away. Oh, Ubisoft. But stepping backwards in time, as Rabbids hit me up on Saturday with the game, so we can finally, after all that nonsense, move into the game itself. And oh yes, the footage is going to be tampered with to stop Nintendo from contenting IDing it, because of course they will. I mean, it's more of a Ubisoft game, but you know Nintendo's gonna try it. Buckle your pants! We are in for a ride with all of the shit we're about to see. So, bootleg Snowball and May, and yes, as I am now going to show you clips side by side with the sound, you tell me our female scientist with a cute little robot that just so happens to have a dark blue screen and light blue eyes is not the same as the other female scientist with a cute little robot that has a dark blue screen and light blue eyes, even have the same Tony Stark-like holograms on the computer. So anyway, bootleg May and Snowball are working on a trademark infringing VR device when a magic washing machine appears with a bunch of rabbits in it. One putting on the PlayStation VR device, allowing the fusion thing to begin, where we find the biggest flaw in this whole game. You see, the room is covered in amiibos, and our VR rabbit looks at this poster, which, because it's part of the magic washing machine now, and it's the poster that we are playing in, it's not the real Mushroom Kingdom, nor are we playing with the real Mario. It's just an amiibo brought to life with PlayStation VR. Mario is not but a thing of plastic and dreams. He knows not what he means. And it will also hinder the game greatly, as our poster is from New Super Mario Bros. So you know what that means. All together now. Grasslands, desert, ice world, fire world, boss, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Anyway, we are pulled into the New Super Mario Bros. Because heaven help us if we went somewhere interesting like Rogueport or Flipside, or, I don't know, just pulling a random one out my ass here, Isle Delfino, hint, hint, where our game begins. And brace yourself now, as I'm going to be talking about this in nearly every section, because that's what this game is, and that's what they saw, and they saw how successful it was, and they wanted to be it. And that's XCOM 2, as that's what it is, and that's what they wanted to be. And oh, guess what, as a little extra bonus, just a little fun fact, did you know that on August 29th, the release day for Mario and Kingdom Rabbids Battle is also the exact same release date for the XCOM 2 DLC, War of the Chosen? Now, I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but Ubisoft, you weren't trying to compete with the thing that you're mimicking, were you? I mean, you just so happen to make an XCOM game, and you just so happen to be releasing it on the same day as the long-awaited XCOM DLC. Regardless, it pales in comparison to XCOM 2. You see, in XCOM, you have motivation and a reason to go through the story. It's the Duke Nukem 3D-like story, where the aliens have taken over the world, and they claim to be the good guys, but they're really not. As if you're not making love to a Viper, which, why would you not be? She's fucking hot. Look at her. Then you're getting melted down into goo for the Avatar project. There was a reason to push on, as the real world was at stake, and failure would eventually result in the total extinction of humanity, be it being turned into a Viper or an Avatar yourself, or being turned into goo for being a little shit. Why is this a bad thing again? Like, can't we just turn all the trolls and shitheads into goo, and the good people into sexy snakes? Anyway, there was something at stake. The Earth, the real, not fucking around Earth, and the fate of humanity. Here, your incentive to win is to fix the new Super Mario Bros. Poster land. As, again, it's not the real Mushroom Kingdom, and the characters, they're not real. They're but things of plastic and dreams. They know not what they mean. Wow. Way to utterly kill the stakes. First, they're amiibos in a poster, and it's new Super Mario Bros. I couldn't give two shits to what happens to a make-believe world and the plastic toys within. Second, the other incentive is to get the Rabbids out there. Nah, mate. For all I care, leave them in the poster, if it means we never have to see the gaming industry's equivalent of Minions ever again. Maybe if you'd used one of your other franchises that you seem to neglect for these fucking things, I might have had a little bit more incentive. But we'll come back to him at the end as, oh boy, you got this game instead of the other one. But it doesn't matter anyway, because you can't even play the whole story unless you buy the Season Pass for that Day 1 DLC locked chapter. Give us some more fucking money. The music is okay. Yes, I know, alright, Grant Kirkhope did the music, everyone's darling composer. And yes, you can hear him all over the music, and some of it does come close to Banjo-Kazooie. But you can tell it's half-hearted. Just from some of the generic music that plays, you can tell he was not really arsed about this game, and he just give them the Banjo-Kazooie hand-me-downs, as they would pay for any old shit. Can't really blame him though. This is the best part of the game by far. The bright colours means that both games and their respective worlds blend together seamlessly, as that's the only cartoon world Ubisoft has got. It's not like there was another bright, colourful world Ubisoft owns that they could have used that would have been far more appealing. But yes, being both worlds are cartoony and colourful, when things are blended together like the Rabbid and Peach for the selfie girl herself, it does look right and it does make the world viable, as the two worlds have a great sense of artistic cohesion. However, its biggest strength becomes its biggest weakness when it comes to the gameplay, as it does create some amazing set pieces like the giant power block and walking through the giant bubble blowers and all manner of strange things, which unfortunately have no impact on the gameplay, which we'll move into right now. This is where it all falls apart big time. So first, I hope you got your amiibos and season pass, because the weapons are better than the default ones, so pay to win, baby! But as for the game itself, it's XCOM. There's no getting around it. It's a tactical top-down shooting strategy game. It's a kiddies XCOM, not that there's anything wrong with that. Hell, a lot of people, including myself, were really interested in seeing it. However, now, after playing it, it's pretty mediocre. It wants to be XCOM so bad without getting what made XCOM interesting and engaging. So, let's start off with a tour of the castle grounds. Unlike your base in XCOM that had to be upgraded, maintained, and you'd have to spend up to 30 minutes there preparing for a mission to make sure you don't lose any men to what you could potentially face, here you spend like 5 minutes in the weapon shop. Yes, there are a few things around the castle, but it's all one use really, so you have to do like these things and then they're done and that's it. You'll never use them again. So let's take a quick tour. First, there is this 2-player house which will allow a second player to join you on your adventure. However, it's local co-op only in a world where everything's online, so that's never getting used really. Then there is the amiibo stand, and once you tap all 4 of your exclusive DLC locked behind the toy, you will never have to do it again, so that's that scratched off the list. Then there is the gallery for the treasure that you will get along your adventure, but once again you will only ever look at it at the end once you've got all of the 3D models and pictures and soundtracks in the game. It's basically just a concept art room and there's nothing really else in there, so scratch that off the list. And lastly is the armory, where you will buy better weapons. Not that you will need them at the very start, as that day 1 DLC or amiibo have far better stats than the default weapons and 1 or 2 of the starting weapons to help you save them coins. And that's your tour. It's complete. So no strategy to be found at Peach's Castle. And on a side note, you can't go into Peach's Castle because there is a far better game in there. So, with nothing to do here, it's off to the adventure. Let me just select my classes. I'm thinking I want Peach to lead with Yoshi as a support, then Luigi as a sniper. They're locked. They're locked. Yes, unlike XCOM, where all classes are available to you at the start, here you start with but 3, Mario, Rabbid Peach, and Rabbid Luigi, unlocking more as you play, which is fucking stupid. Oh, and if you're thinking, what's the others? I mean, like Luigi, they're the same. You know, why do you need Luigi when you've got Rabbid Luigi? Because they have different stats and certain different abilities, like the different classes in XCOM. You know, there's technically 2 snipers in XCOM, but you can spec them completely differently. And also, if you were thinking, oh well, I like Luigi more, let's have the green team, so both Luigis and a Yoshi, or the 2 sisters and their pet dinosaur in the form of the 2 Peaches and a Yoshi. Nah, mate. Mario must remain in your party at all times, no matter what. Oh, and if you wanted the cooler Green Bro, or the Selfie Queen, or the actual ruler of the fucking kingdom to lead, nah, mate, again. Not only must Mario stay in your team no matter what, but Mario must also lead the party no matter what. You know, Mario is the most bland of your entire lot, Nintendo. Like, everyone around him is far more interesting. Like the personality-filled brother, the princess that might be getting captured on purpose because she likes the turtle dick, or the transgendered dinosaur who has a dildo in his house in Captain Rainbow. Where's my Switch port of Captain Rainbow, Nintendo? You know, the Switch is just a port machine at the moment, so why not just port Captain Rainbow? I think you should port Captain Rainbow. And of course, the greatest man to ever live, Waluigi and his magic curvy Shantae-like genie shoes. No one cares about Mario. He can be the mascot, but in a game, especially a one that involves certain team comps, we want to ditch his fat ass for the more interesting protagonists around him. Also, big miss, you claim to talk about the wacky shit with the Rabbids. Why is there no Waluigi and Wario? That would have been, like, perfect. I mean, There is that golden shot where they drop a load of coins when they die, so you could have easily added antics with Wario and Waluigi beating up the Rabbids for coins, and considering Wario is a fat, grotesque man that has some of the same toilet humour as the Rabbids, why not? You want my money for your season pass that currently offers fucking nothing but hopes and dreams? Make a Waluigi and Wario campaign with their two Rabbid counterparts. Waluigi deserves to be playable in more games, damn it. But moving on, with our party ready, it's time to set out on our adventure, if you can call it that, as the actual adventuring is very, very, very limited. Much like Skylanders or Final Hallway, it's all linear corridors where you cannot jump, with only one or two having a side path to a very simple puzzle for a piece of concept art.
Hey Michael.
Yeah?
Try going right.
I can't go right.
Hey Michael.
Yeah?
Try going left.
I can't go left.
Hey Michael.
Yeah?
Try to play the game.
I thought I was playing the game, John. But I've been using the wrong controller the whole time. The game's playing itself, John. The game's playing itself, John! The game's just playing itself, John! The game just... John!
Oh, and during our hallways there is no combat. It's just a walking simulator to look at the set pieces of that bit of the road before getting into combat, which will only take place within the designated combat area. At which point the main gameplay of the Kingdom Battle begins. And it's bootleg XCOM. No, really it is. You have blue moves and yellow moves. Blue means you can move and take an action. Yellow means you can move longer but you can't take an action. It's XCOM. You get the idea. If you've played or even watched or even heard about the gameplay of XCOM, then you'll know exactly what it is. However, unlike XCOM, it's just really, really boring. Every map is the same. Over and over and over and over. It's the same square with a different texture on it. And the whole map is always revealed. And the only cover ever is the same fucking two blocks of either brick or metal. There is a reason XCOM is more exciting to play and fun to watch. And part of it is to do with the maps, the differences within them maps, and the different buildings and visibilities and mission-specific goals that come with it. For example, the map is obscured till you go to that area, as there may be a pod lurking in the darkness. And if you're on a rescue mission or a bomb defusal mission, you only have so many turns, so you really want to pick your moves carefully, especially if you know there's a cyber disc or a gatekeeper within that mission, as triggering it will fuck you up. And even when the pod is spotted, the different layouts mean you can take different approaches, like, I can see them, but do I want to draw aggro this turn by baiting them into an Overwatch trap? Or maybe I want to take a few turns in stealth to get up onto that guy's roof up there to lay a sniper trap? Or maybe I want to provide myself some cover by going into that other room in that building. But oh shit, what happens if I open the door and there is a scaly female snake waiting in there to wrap me up in their long, soft, scaly bodies? There's just so much at play here, and that's what makes it engaging to watch. Whereas here, there is none of this. You can see the whole map, so there is never any tension that a cyber disc or a gatekeeper is lurking within the darkness. And, well, that just kind of makes it pretty goddamn boring. And, you know, the same with everything else. There is no timed missions, so no pressure. You have unlimited grenades, so resource management and calculating when it's best to use your 2 precious grenades is no issue. And the worst part is, the map is always the same every single time, even on bosses. It's nothing but a fucking square with a few full cover and half cover blocks. It doesn't matter what part of the game we are. I'll show you. World 2, Boss 1, Mid-Boss 2, even the final boss that we'll come to in a moment. It's all the fucking same, and it gets really boring really fast. And it really does not help because the game is so fucking slow. Like, we could use the JonTron, everyone moves slow. Everyone moves real fucking slow. But even that is an understatement. You know when in XCOM where sometimes if the calculation worked out that you're going to get a crit and a headshot at the same time, it did that insta-kill thing with the cinematic camera? We'll take that and bloat it to ludicrous extremes. Everyone, there's just way too much animation for this type of game. Everyone on both sides has to charge and wind up their guns. The shots cause enemies to bounce and walk around all over the place. It takes so fucking long. And just speed it up, please. Please, that's all I ask. Just a quick little speed up. You could easily have made the game so much better if you'd cut some of those animations in half. Also, because of this camera, it can fuck up because it is a Ubisoft game. And when you get to the bosses, fuck me, does this kill the pacing deader than that scampi I had last night, which is pretty fucking dead. We are going to watch Game Explain's video of the World 1 boss now. Now, normally, their video, remember, keep in mind this is the first boss, would take 15 minutes. I'm going to speed that shit up, like way up, and watch how tedious this is, even sped up, as each boss takes 3 hits, not as in 3 shots and they're dead. It has a minimum of 500 health, but every time you deplete it to 0, it regains all of that 500 health for round 2. So you have to, quote unquote, hit it 3 times, but in reality it's more like 20 or 30 times to actually knock 500 off of it 3 times. Hey everybody, it's me with this piece of shit first boss fight. So, just for reference, this is on ×4 speed, so this is 400% of the original clip, so it's going at 400% the original clip speed, as you could probably tell, and we're going to go through this entire boss fight. Again, it's sped up to ×4 just to show you how long and tedious each boss is, because each boss gets longer and longer. This is of course the first boss, and as you can see, Donkey Kong over there has 120 HP, so he is the easiest boss, but every boss gets gradually more and more HP the longer the game goes on, to make it more tedious and more tedious, which we'll come to in a minute. But anyway, so the idea is, as you can see, you've got to bounce on the banana switch to remove the bananas he's using to heal, and then wail on him. You are going to get hit every time the banana switch is pressed because you can't get your character out of there, but as you can see, you can now feel free to wail on him because he has got no bananas to heal himself. But as you can see there, he has had his first hit and then he gains all of his life back for round 2, and we've got to do the same again. We've got to move our characters into a position to step on the banana switch, remove the bananas and hit him. And now that it is the second round, as you can see, he has also spawned minions that will need to be taken care of in order to get to the banana switch, because they will prevent you from getting into the correct position. So we have dealt with one, and then there is again another stupid wind up critical shot thing which happens nearly every time, and we're going to get another cutscene in a moment, like when we are ready to hit the banana switch, saying like, oh look, the bananas went down. There you go, there's the cutscene saying the bananas went down, once again showing just how long and tedious these fights really are, because the animations, like Donkey Kong's attack there, just take forever, especially when you're on normal speed. So we've killed him, but there he is again. This is now round 3 because it wasn't tedious enough to knock 2 rounds out of him. And again, just keep in mind this is sped up, but it takes this long to knock 2 rounds out of him, and then he goes for a third one. I get with Mario it's supposed to be like the 3-hit rule, but the 3-hit rule really doesn't apply when the character itself or the boss itself has more than 3 HP. It has like 120 HP, so in reality it's about 20 hits rather than 3. And of course it also makes it a lot more tedious because you'll have Luigi and everybody's shooting at him, yes, but you've also got like this big guy on the screen that is going to cause a lot of problems. There's more stupid animations, but eventually after 6 minutes he is in position to go down, and then that is the boss dead. So that's it, and I am going to now knock over back to past Spyro to show just like how ridiculous these bosses eventually get. Yeah, and that's just the first boss. Let's quickly skim through the second boss from another guy on YouTube. You know, maybe Game Explain is just bad. But oh, what's that? A completely different person on boss 2, and he's taken 25 minutes, up from Game Explain's 15 minutes. And as we skim through here, we can see, still going. Still going. Yep, still going. And every boss is like that, getting more and more HP and getting longer and longer animations, to the point where the final boss takes up to 40 minutes. Maybe 30 if you can get some decent positioning. But still, 40 minutes for one boss fight. And now I'm going to show you the final boss. And before you're like, oh, spoilers, spoilers. Come off it, mate. You already know who the final boss is. Even if you think you don't, you do. It's like if I say to you, I don't know, what do you think of the design of Twilight Sparkle's library? Ah! Not that one. But you thought about it just for a moment, didn't you? And the same applies here. If I say to you, Mario final boss, you can try all you want to think of something else, but you know who it is. Yeah, it's Bowser. What, you wanted it to be the opera rabbit that's singing about your doom?
The real moustache, who's done me 1,000 wrongs ever since Donkey Kong, slithering down every pipe, despite his plum-shaped body type, who's gonna run in fear while screaming Mamma Mia, who leaves me grey and grim. Oh, what does Peach see in him? Mario! With great joy in my heart, each time I watch Mario Kart, you're first and doing so well, but here comes the spiny shell. And now you and your Rabby friends have finally met your end. Just let me catch my breath, then I'll see you to death. Who do you think you are? You should kneel on the star. You are nothing but a parody. I find your good role in a tragedy. It's a million nights ago, the only words you know. My heart will touch your princess's heart, and you will be pulled apart. You think you will this tournament?
Nah, that would upset Miyamoto's status quo. But don't worry, it's a transform Bowser. Oh, sorry. Giga Bowser, Bowletter, Dark Bowser, Dreamy Bowser, Black Ink Bowser. Never mind, the status quo is he's always transformed. And this time, it's Mega Dragon Bowser. First, the giant pixels running down his shell and body. Yeah, Paladins called. They wanted their Dream Hack effect back. Second, Mario Strikers called. They want their Super Strike move back. But as I say, it takes 40 minutes to beat him because he takes 4 rounds rather than 3 because final boss. So it's really long and boring. But after Bowser is dead and freed of his transformation, as he always is, how does it all end? Go on, guess. No, there is no 100% secret ending, so guess how it all ends. And don't worry again about spoilers because you miss fucking nothing. Ready? So Bowser is freed, the PlayStation VR Rabbit is saved, and all the amiibos have a celebration, where they erect a statue in celebration. Turns out it's Rabbid Peach, which it should be because her and Peach are the best part. Not because they are girls, because it's clear all the humour went into them too, and if any part is going to make you giggle or laugh in any way, it's the 2 girls. But anyway, Rabbid Peach takes a selfie of the group, and Bootleg Snowball sends the weapons back to the past via the magic time machine washing machine, and then it just ends. That's it. So, no one escapes the poster world, Bootleg Snowball is stuck there, and, well, I guess Bootleg May? Yeah, remember her? Well, she's going to have to find another way to solve the energy crisis as she's not getting that VR headset back, nor any of her Nintendo stuff she spent money on. Oh, and you'll also have to get a new carpet because that room remained fucked. What a great ending. It's almost like the beginning had nothing to do with anything at all, other than getting the PlayStation VR, which the Rabbids could have already had considering they have a magic washing machine they stole from Space Mama. Leading us on to the last part of this review before the final verdict, the humour. It's really, really bad. Like again, Rabbid Peach and Peach are the stars of the humour, and it's clear the budget went into getting the comedy guy to do all the quality jokes for them, like the scene after the first boss.
Wait!
Yeah, and then the scene where Peach and her are at the ice golem. Okay, that one made me and Moon Knight giggle a little. Because get it? She's jealous. And you know, humans fucking rabbits. Bestiality is funny. Ha! But notice them 2 random scenes. I picked both of them with Rabbid Peach and one with both. Here, let's pick another one. I don't know, let's pick this one. Oh look, Rabbid Peach is criticising Peach's dress even though she's dressed exactly like her and thinks that she looks better. What a narcissistic bitch. Again, all 3 with them too, so it's clear from the marketing when they were showing Peach and mainly Rabbid Peach, they are the stars of the show and they got all of the effort when making their humour and the interactions with the human counterparts to create their humour. All of the other humour, well...
Statue of a rabbit sitting on a warp pipe
but in the style of a toilet, and he's of course reading a newspaper, he's got toilet paper on, next to him too. So let's go ahead and read the little description here, and it says, there's a tiny plaque from the artist that reads, "Rabbit building a log cabin. I wonder what that means." Huh, what could that mean? I don't see any wood here, so I'm pretty sure it's not building an actual wood cabin. So yeah, they made a poop joke. A poop joke in a Mario game, which again is something I never expected to see. So hats off to Nintendo and Ubisoft for surprising me, because again, I never saw that coming. Even though it probably should have, because the Rabbids games have tended to have a little more toilet humor in them than not, I suppose. But there you have it. I said but.
31,000 views. 800,000 subscribers. 31,000 views. 800,000 subscribers. Well, if it's childish toilet humor that you want and that's all you're here for, fine by me. Oh, Ember and Thorax three-way. Oh, Rivali Senpai. Steelhead, Ember, Cinder, Flashwing, Whirlwind. I'll take my 800,000 subscribers and 31,000 views now. So yeah, the humor's absolute trash. It's just all toilet humour. But hey, at least some of the humour's on the set pieces, and I know Dark's very happy because, oh look, here's Dark as a rubber duck, so clearly he loves this game because, oh, it's a little rubber duck with a spiked collar. He made a cameo appearance. Anyway, on to the final verdict. So, my final verdict for Rabbids Bootleg XCOM is a bootleg 2 out of 5. It's bootleg XCOM. It's a shallow, watered down XCOM. If you played XCOM, this is not the game for you at all. The maps are small and copy-paste from one another with the same cover. The enemies never vary much, it's all just shoot, melee or grenade. There is no gatekeepers or cyber discs or something that adds a new layer of strategy or urgency. The music is okay, it's just the generic cartoony adventure music, and it's not Kirkhope's best. And the humour is the fucking minions, because that's what they are. Adding on top of all of this is all of Ubisoft's and Nintendo's bullshit. Pre-order bonus, Day 1 DLC, a season pass for fucking nothing! Exclusive weapons you can't get without the pre-order code. Exclusive weapons you can't get without the shitty little amiibos. All of this scummy AAA bullshit was already dragging this game down when it really needed to prove itself. But the biggest killer? The thing that really lets it down? These stupid little fuckers. They ruined the entire game. I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them. Why? Because once again, they have killed Rayman. Like Ubisoft and Yves Guillemot is like, I want Mario, I want a world as wacky and crazy as the world of Mario, and I think my fucking Rabbids are as crazy as Shiggy's world. Dude, you got a guy running on pencils and ink in a land made of art, fighting an evil version of yourself in Candyland, sliding down a kaleidoscope tunnel to 80s music. Or collecting the 4 masks to awaken the ancient dreamer to destroy robot pirates from beyond the veil of time and space that can destroy the hearts of worlds. Yeah, fuck off Ubisoft. There's plenty of wacky shit in Rayman. You didn't need these fuckers. But, oh, everybody loves them because, oh, ha 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 ha, the Rabbids are, lol, ruffle, cackle, lol, so random. And now, they're hot shit. So, that's what you want, a new Rayman game? Well, fuck you, Rabbids are better. So, Kingdom Battle 2 over your new Rayman Legends game. What's that? You wanted Granny Grumblewit's World Tour, that game that was going to be nothing but music levels of famous songs from Rayman Legends, and even before he died, David Bowie said that you could use Starman as one of the music levels? Well, sorry and fuck you kindly. Rayman is shit and the Rabbids are in. So, away with that World Tour, and hello, Rabbids the Musical. Great. I mean, if you really never ever played or seen XCOM, and you want Baby's first XCOM as a starting point, and you really enjoy toilet humour and love the minions, then I guess it's okay. But again, it's countered by you can either put it on easy mode or just mod in a super easy mode for XCOM. And with mods, you can change anything you like. They even have Overwatch characters now. So, yeah, it's a okay Baby's first XCOM at best, but it pales in comparison to the original, and it's the thing that has once again killed Rayman, because you're not getting a Rayman Legends. I know it's like Origins Legends, it'd have a new name, but I'm just going to call it the Legends series for now. But you're not getting a Rayman Legends 3 because Rabbids, everybody loves Rabbids 8 out of 10, and you're not getting the Granny Grumblewit's World Tour. And as I say, it pales in comparison to the original. The original, that I will also add, does not have Day 1 DLC, pre-order bonuses, exclusive weapons behind pre-order codes, exclusive weapons behind amiibos and everything else. And they just brought out a new DLC, War of the Chosen. So, if you don't have a PC, then yeah, it's okay and maybe you'll like it. But if you do have a PC, then just get XCOM. It's far better. You actually paid money for this, you dumb shits! You're never seeing Rayman again now!